Okay, so here I've decided to use this lesson plan to evidence my development and understanding of teaching standard 1 and how I implemented the school's behaviour policy within one of my lessons. So this particular lesson was a year 7 basketball shooting lesson, which was going to be quite high energy, lots of activities going on, and it was important that the students were aware and did know that sanctions were to be used, and if any of the behaviour policy was not adhered by the students, then obviously they would receive an X, which is how we do it at our school. So just in terms of the lesson plan where I implemented it, just one example would be the assessment for learning activity we did at the start of the lesson. So this is a sheet that was completed in the change room, and these change rooms are quite close to other classrooms, and it was as part of the school's behaviour policy. It is expected that students, when they are in corridors or in surrounding areas near classrooms, that they do abide by the behaviour policy and are silent. So that was important that I implemented that. As well, just a little one here in terms of the equipment and just how I implemented the school's behaviour policy. So to eradicate any kind of the behaviour policy not being followed, I used just 2 balls per team, meaning that if students were disrupting others' learning by bouncing the ball or just affecting the learning environment of others, then this would have been eradicated by just the amount of balls I used. So that kind of stopped it in its tracks. But as I said previously in my page on my portfolio, one of my targets was to improve our behaviour management, and I did this through implementing the behaviour policy. So this was just from this lesson, but I ensured that the school's expectations of behaviour was revisited to ensure that AFL activity and other high energy activities were controlled. So as I said, I reminded them of what was expected and what would happen if that wasn't followed. And it's very important that I rewarded good behaviour just as much as I sanctioned bad behaviour or not following the school's policies. So again, that was one of the strategies I implemented within this lesson, and this was a theme throughout. So just here I'm going to show you from that lesson, in fact. So this was from that week where the X's had been recorded. I actually did give an X in that lesson to a student who was ignoring instructions, not following what I had said, not following what the school's behaviour policy was, and this shows me implementing the policy and what would happen if a student acts in that way. So this was me sanctioning a student and giving him an X within that class.